Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, the frequencies of the earth are changing at this present time. You can all feel it, of course, and what it means is the Tibetan symbols that I usually use may not be as palatable to the ear as they used to be, as we become more sensitive and open to the vibrations around us. So I've sourced a softer frequency to prepare and cleanse your reading. I'm using a Gaia chime to cleanse hourly, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you're someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your monthly reading for May. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are, and of course we are finally leaving all those horrendous retrogrades and eclipses in the dust. Now, May is mostly calm. I say mostly, but the month of May will actually offer very auspicious vibrations, a steadier pace, and a moment to really breathe with harmonious trines to get centered and focused on what truly makes you feel happy and secure. Now, personally, as I'm also a Scorpio, I'm a little bit suspicious that the planetary alignments are presenting as quite calm for the majority of the month. Now, most people may see this as super positive, and I really do as well. However, you know, we do have a full moon in our sign, my beautiful Scorpio, and if we know one thing, if a Scorpio goes quiet, run. Something big is coming. So, you know, the beginning of May could literally be the calm before the storm, as this full moon could get pretty volatile and a little bit intense and leave you feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual. Now, the alignments are shifting into positions that will pack some serious punch later on in the year, especially since heavyweight planet Saturn, ruler of karma, makes a massive shift from the 24th of May into the sign of Aries. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves yet and recognize that we really have officially moved into beautiful Taurus season, ruled by Venus. So let's take a moment to enjoy all the positive aspects it will offer us on a personal level, for it will increase your ability to release pressure, find peace, and really lock on to opportunities to increase and safeguard your wealth and comfort. Now, you may feel inclined to beautify your home, do some DIY, declutter, or revamp with a fresh new color palette. Whatever keeps your home feeling like a sanctuary of calm. Plus Jupiter, my favorite planet of all, good fortune, it moves into the sign of Gemini, expanding opportunities for fun, social gatherings, travel, and double the luck, especially if you have meetings or presentations, or even run online businesses. But no matter what you do, the first part of the month shall see you shine and attract. Even love if you're searching for someone special to share your life with. Now, this month, I'm loving this. You know, we have the changings, cycles card there, which is the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the High Priestess, you've got the Emperor. So yeah, I do see a bit of a deep dive emotionally for you, but let's get to the rest of the cards and see what else is coming up before I really tap in there. Now, you know, if you are searching for love, this is a perfect time. And of course, it's a perfect time to meet a soulmate, a long-term partner. But also this month is perfect to ground your energy, to embrace the sensual side of life and delight your senses with moments of pleasure and leisure. You might feel compelled to get really explorative with food this month and develop your kitchen witch or wizard, trying out new recipes, prioritizing your health, and being more consistent with any routines that help empower you. Attending festivities, cultural events, and planning vacational getaways to help really decompress as well. But let's face facts, Taurus season really will keep you focused on your money, offering careful attention to build upon long-term goals and gains whilst utilizing new technology to keep track of your finances, secure or compound wealth. Stability will really be at the forefront of your mind this month. Now, you may also have a thirst to learn more about financial structures, to make money work for you, as it were. And whether that's through professional advice or self-help books, you really will be locked onto that. Now, it's a great time to save financial statements to confirm liquidity, whether you have a little or a lot, just in case glitches occur or gremlins meddle in the system. Now, I have been kind of mentioning for the last couple of months about major power outages, and we've just seen some across Europe, okay? So that's the sort of thing I'm thinking about. Just make sure, you have statements locked down. Nothing to worry about, nothing to be scared of or anything like that. But, it's just good to be savvy. And Taurus season really asks you to pay attention to earthly kind of material things. So, it will also ask you to rebalance and find stillness to connect to the earth and not to feel overwhelmed. And of course, nurture relationships with your soul tribe. Now, in terms of world events, as I've just mentioned there, and please fast forward if you don't really wish to hear this, but get to the part where I hold up the first card if you really don't want to hear about what's going on in terms of energy with the world. But let's just say that astrologically, we are repeating a cycle from 1992 through to 1999. Now, we only need to look back at that period in time to really understand what might be destined to arise. 1999 saw the launching of a new currency, the euro. So we may hear whispers of digital currency transitions as a soft launch before the big rollout. I'm drawn to the financials this month as Taurus season influences wealth and currency in a big way. And we'll see more fluctuations with tense trade discussions. However, Taurus season will try to hold it all together with patience and a long-term view of shifting back towards balance. Now, we could see a country or countries finally break away from a long-standing financial structure in favor of independence, causing a major power struggle later on in the year. Also, an ambitious move to conquer or overthrow may see an authoritative figure forced from their position, but they really will not go quietly. Also, I see a flash of a motorcade in conflict. I'm not sure where this is or who's involved, but something to look out for perhaps in the future there as well. Now, the golden era of information and truth being revealed is already in motion. Taurus season will see a confrontation of unfair manipulations, which opens humanity's eyes even further, nudging a rebellion against societal structures in favor of personal freedom and belief systems. So, for example, I'm just giving you an example of what I mean by that. Mars-Pluto opposition is a cosmic boiling point, and it could heavily influence wild weather in and around the 14th of May. And as Mars actually appears next to the Beehive star cluster, we could see a focus on the decline of bees, catastrophic in terms of ecosystem disruption, this revolutionary vibration could actually see a fight to save the farming industry or, food production and things like that. So that's what I mean by the, rebellion against societal structures in order to save something. And of course, we'll continue to see increased seismic shifts and volcanic eruptions. Now, I've mentioned the Ring of Fire numerous times, and two major volcanoes spewing ash close together in date could be a sign of a larger Pacific Ocean event to come. My guides gave me a triple earth movement shall affect many. A horseshoe caldera which burns inside on the Aleutian arc shall erupt and be a sign. Okay, now that sounds like a bit of a conundrum, totally, needs dissecting that one, but, perhaps it leans itself into pointing to a certain volcano that will be like erupting, and it's a sign for an event in the Pacific Ocean. But we'll have to see about that. I can only give you what I get there in terms of channeling, and the energies are currently operating to release pressure, both on a global and personal scale. And on a personal level, you know, this month influences you to pay more attention to your values, your belief system, and of course, your appearance, because Taurus and Venus, you know, that's all about beautifying your life. And of course, it starts with the self first. And sustaining beauty routines. Maybe treating yourself with a little something something. Taurus season reminds you of quality over quantity and always offers some form of reward, bonus, or even prosperity, as it is a harvest month. And there is a lot to look forward to, but mostly it offers positive expansion, connection with those that you consider dear, and it reinforces the importance of purpose and self-care, whilst at the same time opening up portals of opportunity for you to build upon for the future. Now, that is really going to influence you quite a lot, okay? And I say that because your first house is governing you at the beginning of the month. So you're going to be thinking about your identity. You're going to be thinking about who you are, how you express yourself. But this could also be aesthetically. You may feel called to like change a look or style, or, you know, get your hair done, maybe color it a different color, maybe cut it, or, you know, do something radical there to enhance what you have already. So, you know, I feel this is a time where you're looking at revamping your life in some way as well. You could be soul searching for your place in the world, and if you're feeling a little bit unhappy at where you're at right now, this is a big month for you to really make some changes for the better. And your first card there is the intuition, which of course is the High Priestess. Now, what I'm getting here is this is your protagonist energy. So I feel some of you could feel a little bit in between worlds. So you're maybe trying to declutter or detox, or maybe reevaluate your life in some way. And you feel like you've got one foot in the old life or the old you, but at the same time, there is this new dawn for you, or this new life that you're aspiring to, or something that you're reaching for. And it can be that you're kind of like in between making it happen. You know, you're planning something and you're still dealing with something that is repetitive in your life, but you're trying to make a change and release a cycle. Maybe even walk into a new period in your life that sees you very empowered. I mean, we do have the Empress here at the end of the month. So this really tells me that your first house, you know, this is you kind of like nurturing yourself in a different way, maybe choosing a different diet or exercise routine, or being more active, paying more attention to beauty routines, that sort of thing, because it's governing you heavily. Now, my readings are not normally about aesthetics, but I can see that that's something that will influence you this month. And I see that you're having a major glow up here as well. I mean, you have the High Priestess twice as well, once in the resistance position and once in your protagonist energy. What I'm getting here as well is someone's trying to get your attention in the month of May. Now, for some of you, because the Emperor is in the resistance position, this could be someone who's in spirit, could be a spirit guide, for example, or someone who is in your family lineage, like a grandfather type energy, someone trying to give you a message. Now, my readings, they kind of like pop in and out of getting messages from, you know, beyond the veil. So I would say, because the High Priestess is all about seeing beyond the veil, and you have it twice, I would say you're going to get lots of messages about, you know, if you're feeling stuck right now or you're trying to make a decision, I feel like there's going to be lots of messages for you that are going to be so poignant, like signs and symbols. This is something to look out for, okay? Because I really see here someone is trying to get your attention, and the way they're doing it is through signs or symbols that you ask for. I feel like they are someone who's very present. They walk by your side, and someone who has a lot of love for you and is helping you go through a very transformative cycle, let's put it that way. And I feel that you are secure in the next steps that you take, okay? So yeah, I'm going to move away with a lot of respect from that energy. I'm just seeing if I can give you a sign or a symbol, but I feel it's something that you have to ask for, because the Eight of Swords is present. That's the only reason I'm mentioning this. Please look up the meanings of the cards so you always know when a tarot reader is giving you certain information, because the Eight of Swords is to not see. It is to be intuitive, okay? So I've got this masculine energy here, and you can't see this person, okay? And we have the High Priestess, so intuitively, This person's trying to give you a message about the next steps on your path, or perhaps, asking you to really trust your intuition on a decision, because it's almost like they're whispering into your heart and into your ear at this time. Now, this could be like a spirit guide as well. So I'm just going to move away from the energy with a lot of respect. If an image comes up, I will mention it, but I'm not seeing anything right now, so I have to be honest with that as well. Now, as you can see, both these cards, they kind of look like keyholes, okay? I don't know if you can see that. We've got this like keyhole at the back there, and also here. So I'm getting a couple of energies with this. I'm getting this sense of like watching, waiting, observing something. Perhaps you know a secret about someone and you're waiting for the right moment to actually confront them with this secret. I feel I'll bring this energy back to you in a moment, but what I see here is the Hierophant is knowledge, and the Five of Wands can be a bit of inner conflict, okay? So what I'm getting instantly is some of you may know a secret about somebody, but perhaps you can't reveal it because of the way that you found out or the nature that you discovered this secret, okay? The moment for truth will out. I want you to be aware of that. And actually, I feel like you will not have to reveal your source, or you will not have to reveal how you got this information. So that's coming out there as well. Really like, oof, off the grid stuff. But I'm just going to leave that there. There will be a moment where you can confront this with a lot of diplomacy, is what I'm being given, because the Five of Swords is present. So it can indicate you find a way of approaching it, or even the subject, comes up naturally, organically. It changes a relationship, but I feel like you don't want to hurt this person, but you do want to find the truth, okay? So this person, because the Five of Swords is there, it can be that there's an energy connected to this about how can I put that? Secrecy. I'm just getting secrecy, and someone thinking they got away with something. Now, this could be in work. It could be in the neighborhood. It could be your landlord, because we do have a very authoritative figure in your reading. So it could be, connected to you, or, because there's an Emperor and Empress here as well, it could be like something that you discover about your partner. Doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. It could be that you see a different side of your partner this month, and you really want to address, this and kind of get clear on it. So I just want you to be aware of that, okay? And some of you, if you're going through a separation or a divorce, firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love. I can see how challenging it has been with the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords there. But what I do see here is that you will love again. And the next person that you meet, well, first off, they're very attracted to your looks. As soon as they meet you, they are locked on. But there's something about your energy and your gravitas that makes them want to know more, okay? And this person, they are very passionate, very intense. I feel like they're maybe a little bit younger than you, but don't let that put you off. And I feel it's a very passionate connection that's coming in. So if you are looking for love, the Five of Swords, don't overthink this, especially the age gap. I feel this is something that is destined to happen. You're meant to meet this person. So very strong vibes there. But let's bring this back to your energy. We have that High Priestess, and this can be that you are reprogramming cycles in your life, okay? Now, these could be parental or guardian type cycles of repeat, reprogramming something that perhaps you learnt when you were younger. Or perhaps, you've been looking at certain traits or patterns that you find yourself falling into and thinking, oh, I don't want to go into that pattern. So I feel this is a big month for you to really catch yourself when you're slipping into a negative cycle, or a cycle that perhaps you've learnt. You're reprogramming, because that's what the High Priestess does. But also this could be that you're looking at, breaking old habits this month because of your first house, okay? You're trying to live your best life. And of course, you're trying to put yourself in a position to move through anything that tempts you back into an old cycle, or if you have been feeling stuck, because some of you with that Eight of Swords, you may have felt a little bit bound or stuck in a situation. And we also have that Five of Wands. So this tells me, of course, that, you've been through some challenges. You have a lot on your plate right now, and you've got a lot on your to-do list. I would say that this is going to be a pretty busy month for you, okay? But I feel that mentally you are ready. It's like you've been ready for this. So, before I came to your reading, I actually kept seeing the Two of Wands, okay? And I didn't want to mention it because I don't like to influence a reading, and a Two of Wands did not come up for you, okay? But I was seeing it so strongly. And what I was being given is that, you know, some of you may be in observation mode, and this is a card of highlighting that you're kind of off grid, or maybe doing something under the radar, whether it's a project, whether it is a move. Some of you could be like moving abroad or trying to plan for something at this time. But I'm just getting this energy of like observation mode, waiting, watching, keeping an eye on something or someone. That's probably why that message came up earlier as well. But could also be that you're preparing for that conversation or that meeting, or you're just being prepared for something that you intuitively feel will happen. You know, it may be that you're waiting for the right moment to lock onto something, or even like find the right words for a conversation. But what I'm getting is you planning for something and, you know, intuitively knowing when you're about to make the next move, okay? Now, really interesting, because the image I saw in the water was an airplane, and one's just gone over quite loudly, if you just heard that. Hopefully the microphone didn't make it too loud there for you. But for some of you, it could be like a big move, or it could be that you're having a big upgrade in your life in some way, and you're preparing for this to happen. Well, I feel there's a lot of flurry of activity happening in your month of May, and you're going to turn something around and make it happen. And there's a lot of success here. You know, the King of Wands is present, highlighting you're the influencer, or you make something happen, and the universe is supporting it because you have a Wheel of Fortune, which means it's going to be a very positive like outcome. It's going to be lucky this month for you. Don't get me wrong, I definitely see with that Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, it's not going to be easy, but I definitely see here that you are going to, you know, make progress, or you're going to align yourself with something that's going to be very successful indeed. So because you have the intuition card, it tells me that intuitively you are making some moves, and sometimes, especially since we have the Five of Wands there, you may second guess your intuition or your hunches. This is a month not to do that. Really pay close attention to how you're feeling, your gut instinct on people, on situations. So I definitely see that, you know, you're going to make the right decisions. Just listen to your intuition. But, you know, this card, it can also indicate that you're feeling a bit cautious about this month for some reason. Now, it can be that you have some big stuff going on this month. I can see the Emperor's there, the King of Wands. I mean, there's three people here as well, the Empress. So it could be you and two others, perhaps collaborating on something or turning something around. For some of you, this could literally be like physical, like you're decluttering. Perhaps you and your besties are reorganizing. Maybe someone's coming over to help you. Perhaps it can be a family member, for example, where you're kind of like getting organized and getting things in its place, because the Emperor is there. So that tells me that you are organizing. But the Five of Wands is interesting because the Five of Wands can indicate a lot of pressure. You know, I feel like you've got a lot on your to-do list, and it may feel like you've got so many different compartmentalized areas of your life. It feels clunky, like you're trying to make a gear shift in life right now, but it feels like it's not coming together. I want you to be aware it all comes together, okay? Because you get the top card there, the King of Wands, which means you accomplish something, you know, you make a smooth transition. The Five of Wands, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it has 5 figures on there, and each figure has a wand, okay? And they're trying to create a star, okay? And it seems really clumsy and clunky at first. So I want you to be aware that maybe something you're trying to start or something you're contemplating may seem like a challenge at first. It may seem like there's so many different compartments to it, and you're not sure how it can all come together. But I want you to be aware it will come together even better than you thought, and it almost feels like a blueprint for you to build upon, because I'm just getting the sense of you building and building and building. So I want you to be aware of that. Just have a look at this. You know, as you can see with that Five of Wands, this beautiful figure there, you know, has all those wands. I mean, it looks like a star, okay? And then we've got the changing cycles, which is a Wheel of Fortune. So something is fated and destined to happen for you, especially at the end of the month, that is going to be very good news, but it feels like you double whatever it is that you're doing. Or maybe you, how can I put that? It's like you have a blueprint or a plan, and you can like copy it or double it in some way. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there too. But let's bring the energy back, because I feel my energy being pulled outside of myself all of the time when I'm tapping into your energy. So maybe this is because you have a lot going on right now and you're feeling really tested, but I definitely see here that there is some sort of calm result. But you know, the Five of Wands, it can be that you're going to overcome a challenge or a difficulty, let's put it that way. But the Five of Wands is my gym card. So I always say some of you may be physically active a little bit more than usual, getting in your 10,000 steps or more, for example, or hitting the gym, for example. But it can also be that this is the month to get active on a plan or something that you've been thinking about or ruminating on for a long time. So I feel like you are going to be super busy, okay? Now, for some of you, the Five of Wands can indicate that you are entering into a very competitive arena. So if you have been out of work for a while, for example, especially with the Emperor there, some of you may have been contemplating running your own business or being like a consultant, or even like thinking about all the knowledge that you have and setting up on your own in some way. I definitely see here that this will be a great move for you, but you may be also looking for, you know, an opportunity, a job to come in to help you earn some money and pay the bills. We all need that, of course. So with this Five of Wands, it tells me that you are someone who is entering into a very competitive arena. But the King of Wands, it tells me that there is a position here that you could step into that is managerial or has a level of power. I actually see two opportunities coming on in. And with that Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, it tells me that you may have to make a big decision. Maybe that's what the Two of Wands, when I was seeing it in the image before I started your reading, it's like you're going to have a big choice this month. A big decision needs to be made. And two of the options are so close together in how good they are. Now, this doesn't have to be in terms of work. It can be in terms of something that you have to make a decision on. For example, if you're trying to purchase a car, there could be two like great cars and they're so close together in price. One is, got some things there that you like and the other one doesn't have it, but then the other one has stuff that you like that one doesn't have. It could be that you have to make a major decision on something and you're locked onto this like, gosh, which one should I choose? Intuitively, you're going to make the right decision. Don't fall into the over-analysis paralysis. I always say, if you have a decision to make, and that's why your Emperor energy is right there, think about the next 5 years. If you choose option A, how do you feel about that? In 5 years' time, where do you feel like you're at with that? What kind of life did it afford you? What feeling do you have attached to that? And then think about the same with the second option. And the one that gives you a little flutter in your heart, they're like, actually, that'd be really cool. That's a little bit more than the other. That's your choice. You know that. But intuitively, because I'm getting this sense here with the Empress and the Emperor, because of the positions they're in your reading, the Emperor is very strict. Thinks with logic and takes the emotion out of it. And the Empress is also factoring in the emotion. Like, would you love that? Would that be amazing? It's almost like a head over heart decision in the month of May. And I feel that you make a decision with your heart, okay? But also the logic is there as well. So it feels like you make a great decision. You can have the balance of the two. So please apply it to your situation. But if you're currently out of work and looking for a role, I actually see, there is strong opportunities for you to step into a multiple kind of like position. I don't know what that means, what a multiple position is. Normally a position is a position, but I'm just getting this like you wearing many hats, okay? So it could be there's a department that you work for, but you also kind of like do something else on the side, or maybe it's second streams of income. I'm not really sure. That's what's coming through here. For some of you, if you're in a position right now, you're working in a company or you work for yourself, I feel, things have been challenging, but some of you may outsource or get some sort of support in the month of May that helps you realign with what's important so you can prioritize and level up. A lot of you this month, if you are in a career where you work for a company, there's strong promotion vibes here, okay? Promotion, the Five of Swords is interesting because there's something about this promotion that it feels like it's more cerebral and it's almost like you could be taking on a bit of a headache in the role. I hate giving you that message, but that's what it is, okay? It feels like you're competent and strong enough to take on this role, so don't overthink it. But what I do see here is pretty quickly after this, another opportunity comes up. And for some of you, you may contemplate like jumping again into a new role. And of course, I feel the new role has more money. So yeah, you'll make that decision when it comes, but that's something that's coming through. But the Five of Wands is a card of action, and it's everything that's really clunky at this moment in time. As you're making a gear shift, it all will come together and it will create something really special there as well, okay? And if you're interviewing for a job this month, that Five of Wands is reminding you, yes, there's a lot of competition, but you need to look at what you can offer that others cannot, because you're someone who is super gifted, really talented. You know, you don't get the Empress energy and the Emperor without, acknowledging that you are someone who is very talented, very gifted at whatever it is that you do, okay? And you're someone who stands out from the crowd. There's opportunities destined to come your way this month that I feel will help you lock on, but also, there's an opportunity to network or kind of level up in some way. If you're in a job where you're deciding, actually, I'm going to stay where I'm at, there could be a little bit of a cat amongst the pigeons moment. Because I feel that someone, and maybe intuitively you already know this, someone in a very hierarchical position is going to leave or be nudged out of their position, okay? And it just unlocks opportunity for others, but there could be a little bit of office politics that goes along with that. Now, of course, I'm going to move away from the work aspect of this and move straight into more personal energy, because I feel this month, you're learning more about yourself. You're really ruminating on who you are, what you stand for, especially with that Hierophant energy, okay? The connection with the work, because the Hierophant is there, it means you're stepping into a hierarchical position yourself, okay? Or people in positions of authority are noticing you and what you're really great at. And there is, a change of fortune and a change of gears or a lane change for you this month that's being offered. And there may be more than one kind of opportunity offered to you. So, of course, if you are in the working environment, this could indicate opportunity for you. But on a personal level, I feel this is about you either taking some sort of course of learning, because the Hierophant is new knowledge, and the High Priestess can be something that develops your spiritual gifts. So it could be that you lock onto like a download course where you learn more about meditation or scrying, or, for some of you, it can be what am I seeing there? Astral travel, I'm also seeing hypnotism, and I'm seeing, what's the other? Oh gosh. I'm seeing something else, but it's not giving me the exact thing. Interesting, because I think it's actually connected to that. Okay, it'll come to me when it comes to me. Yeah, oh, okay, I can't get it. So I'll always be honest and say I can't get it, okay? I'll tell you when it comes through. But we do have that Hierophant energy. So a lot of you are voracious for knowledge this month. Some of you may even decide to, put yourself in a course of educating yourself to a higher degree. For example, it could be that you're upskilling, or it could be that you are basically investing in self, okay? Gosh, this is going to really annoy me, because the energy keeps coming up. The way I read, the energy pops up and it distracts me to get my attention, and I'm like, well, I can't get it. So, and I think it's actually connected to seeing. I think it's connected to like, a lot of you probably intuitively already know what I'm talking about. Okay, but the Hierophant is, education, but it can be your belief system. So it can be you really taking stock of who you are and what you believe in. And for some of you, you may feel like a belief is challenged, because the Five of Wands is to challenge or be confronted. Or some of you may, it's like you're defending a person or you're defending something this month. That's what I'm seeing with this energy. But the Hierophant is also a card of advice. So I feel if you have been going through a challenging time, you may think about getting some sort of advice from a professional, whether it's financial advice for some of you. If it is financial advice, I feel like this person really helps you. They lock on to really helping you financially to either expand your wealth or help you with prosperity or align debt so that you are more free to do repayment plans, especially since your 8th house is governing you, and that's all about joint payments. That's at the end of the month. So this could be you transforming your finances, like taking down mortgage debt or repayment plans, as I mentioned there, credit card debt. It can be that you're able to bring down your debts a little bit more this month, or even save a little bit more. But it can be that, you're locked on to learning about money. And I'm only saying that because, of course, the Hierophant energy, it basically is connected to knowledge. And we're in Taurus season, of course, and this is a Taurian energy. So it's about you learning about money and how it can work for you. But also, I mean, some of you may decide that you want to have quiet time, go off grid, read a book. You just want more time for yourself because that High Priestess is there, and the Five of Wands. It can be that there's so much noise or challenge at this moment in time, and you just want peace. You just want to go off and be calm and have a moment. And I feel a lot of you could be either educating yourself, or you could be launching something off grid or in silence. It's like you're not telling anybody at this moment in time, okay? I see a lot of you as well being able to teach other people about your intuition or your knowledge or something that you have a hunch on that could happen, or you're preparing for example, and you may discover that you're right about something. So that's coming through as well. Now, of course, the Emperor is in the resistance position at first. So a lot of you have responsibility. You have this sense of duty. But this month, it's like, gosh, can I just catch a break? Can I just go off and have fun? And I mean, looking at the energy with the Empress, I feel this is about owning your time, empowering yourself, and self-care routines. I definitely see some of you may go traveling or have a quick trip. Maybe something that's very impromptu, like an impromptu journey somewhere that you were not planning at all. Because I'm seeing you planning stuff, but suddenly with the Wheel of Fortune there, it feels like something quick comes up and sudden. And I feel like you get ready for it and you have a great time. So it could be like a road trip, or it could be suddenly you go to visit a family member, or perhaps there's a talk about going on a vacation, and it's like, you know what, should we just do it? Should we just make it happen? And I think, because I see a lot of people here, it just happens. And I feel there could be a couple of you that go, but someone joins you later on. That's what I'm seeing there, and it's a lot of fun, okay? With the Emperor in the resistance position, this could indicate some of you may have an issue with a landlord or someone in a position of authority. Okay, it will be brief. I feel like you own it. What I mean by that is you either win the situation, or you kind of negotiate a better deal, or you build an alliance with this person. They tend to be quite challenging, whoever this person is. Intuitively, I feel like what this person's all about, okay? The Eight of Swords can be that you find a resolution because it's in the resistance position. You don't feel so stuck with this situation. So for example, it could be like your landlord says, you know what, I am going to be selling the property, and you have a certain amount of time to vacate the premises, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got so much going on in my life right now. The last thing I need is this as well. And suddenly you look further afield and you find another property that actually is better for you in terms of your finances. So it's lower in price. There's more luxury attached to it, is what I see there. And I feel you're destined to move to this place. So basically, the landlord that you have right now has actually done you a favor. It's nudged you along to another place. So you may see this as an inconvenience, but actually it's something that works out for you. And that's what I see about your month of May. Okay, I hate giving that message, especially since I'm a Scorpio as well. I can't read for myself, but what I'm seeing here is something that seems like an inconvenience at first actually works out in your favor, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was easier than I thought, or it was more rewarding than I thought. So I'm quite excited about that. Now, of course, for some of you, if you are single, this can indicate an absence of a divine counterpart, but it does go into the upright, and because we have the Empress here, this indicates you're about to meet a person that is your soulmate, someone who is meant to be with you, your divine counterpart. There is a long-lasting relationship here. However, with that Five of Wands and a King of Wands, there's another person who is either flirting with you or wants your attention. And I feel you may have to make a decision. I mean, looking at the energy, this is a person you feel secure with for life. You just know that you're going to spend your life with this person. This person, they're fun to be with. It's like a no strings attached flirtation, or even like a physical moment where you forget yourselves. I feel it's on offer there for you if you want it. Not everybody's going to take that. So I do see there's a flirtation there, but ultimately I feel a lot of you are conserving yourself and waiting for the one. And I do see that this is a great month for you to find love. Okay. Now, because your eighth house is governing you, you are going to be thinking a lot about money, okay? And the High Priestess is also in the resistance position. And maybe that's why there's a little bit of an inner battle with that Five of Wands there, because intuitively you're getting lots of hits. But because the High Priestess is in this position, it tells me that sometimes you doubt your intuition, or sometimes, you're so busy that you don't have time to really lock into it. So I feel a lot of you are being called for stillness this month. Maybe that's what that Two of Wands is, grabbing my attention for. It's like, you need some quiet time because there's messages being given to you, and you're very intuitive. You normally pick up all of these messages, signs and omens, but I feel like life has got pretty busy. So there is this message of like, manage your time better. It's not like slow down. I just feel with the Emperor there, this is you locked onto your goals, you're organized, you're structured, but it's more about being serious about a structure. Because some of you may feel like right now you're feeling a bit stuck, or you feel there's so much going on because there's no structure. It's like you're doing something and then something else comes in and captures your attention. You're like, oh my gosh, that's more important. I have to put that to the side. Let's get on this. So I feel a structure is going to work really well for you. I don't often say that about Scorpios because it's like you're very fluid in the things that you connect to. But I really feel that for the month of May, because you are going to be busy, but in a good way, I feel structure is going to work really well for you. I mean, this card is success. Okay. And for some of you, it can be that you feel like you're not where you're at right now, or you haven't locked on to that breakthrough right now, but you're so close. You're so close. I mean, your stepping stone is the Empress energy, okay? And then we're going to the Emperor, which is like feeling fulfilled with the success that you've accomplished. And this is something that is sustainable, that you will build upon for the next 5 years and beyond, okay? A lot of you, because we've got the Leadership card and the Hierophant, you could be learning about generational wealth because of your 8th house and because of it being Taurus season. I mean, because we also have the High Priestess, I gotta say it, okay, I gotta go there. We've got the High Priestess twice, and we've got the Emperor in the resistance position. This can indicate a healthy mistrust of the establishment or, governmental figures, and you're just keeping an eye on the way that the world is being run right now, especially since we have like a map. Here, it can be that, you are locking into your goals, your dreams, which is a different level, but you're also keeping an eye on the world and how things are structured and how things are panning out. Some of you may be looking at some of these changes in the world and wondering, should you move overseas? Should you go to a different country? What's your options? It could be that you're waiting and watching to see what options you have to really work out where you feel like you belong. But wherever you are literally the soul of that place. So I feel this is about enjoying where you're at right now and knowing that the right opportunities will come for you to lock on to make your decisions. If you're trying to migrate overseas, migrate your business, or, maybe some of you are making a move to be closer to family or soul tribe members at this time. But I do see you taking leadership of your life, and there's a lot of success here. So I would say, some really great news is coming in for you, but more than anything, I feel like you're making some lucky moves in life this month, and I feel good luck and prosperity is on your side. We got a Wheel of Fortune again. I mean, last time I did a reading for you, you got a Wheel of Fortune, and I was like, For Scorpio, we don't often get the Wheel of Fortune, but you got it again. So I feel this is a lucky phase for you. It may feel like it's still challenging, but there's some really great rewards on the other side, okay? So I feel more than anything, this is a month of putting things in place, structuring things in a way that sets you up to receive this abundance or this prosperity, whatever that may be. Now, for some of you, it could be health. Abundance is many different forms. So health is wealth, money is wealth, love is, an opportunity to have something that's really fulfilling with another person. But most importantly, happiness comes from within first. So I feel a lot of you are nurturing yourself in a different way. And there is this gravitas about you that you're empowered in a way that you value yourself, and you're not letting anyone dull your shine or drain your energy or derail you from your plans. That's why a lot of you with the High Priestess there, you may have actually kept your plans secret. You're not telling anybody about these things, even your nearest and dearest. It's not that you don't trust them. It's that you just don't want your plans to become a chore. When you tell someone that you're about to do something, or you tell someone your plans and say, I'm setting things up so I can do this, they're really supportive, but at the same time, it changes how you feel about your plans. Suddenly, something that you were secretly squirreling away doing becomes a chore. Now you've told someone there's an expectation for you to do it. But if you do it in your own time and then reveal that you've done it and you've set it up, that's more rewarding. So a lot of you may be doing that at this time. Now, with the High Priestess in the resistance position, there is this energy here of blocked intuition. Okay, for some of you, with the Emperor energy and the Eight of Swords, it could be that you're seeing someone in a new light, or you didn't see something coming about a person. Okay, don't beat yourself up about that. Sometimes we are blocked intuitively on purpose so that we learn a lesson, because you have the High Priestess there. Okay, sometimes, and that's why I say I cannot read for myself, right? Because sometimes when we're too close to a situation, we want to believe in the best in a person or a situation. We need to step away from the situation in order to give that breath and space to really see. So some of you, there is this energy of taking a step back from something to really observe it this month, because you may have been too close to it. And like, for example, many years ago, I trusted in a person. Believe me, as a Scorpio, it's not that we test people, but we observe. We basically, we don't let anyone into our inner circle easily. So it takes time. And, it took time. I allowed the time to happen. And then, of course, I let this person in, and they started to reveal some traits that I was like, what? Where has this come from? I didn't even feel it. I didn't even see it. What is this all about? And then, of course, it had like a terrible terrible ending. Okay. And I won't go into that. But basically, I sat with that for a long time. And I asked my guides, why? Why didn't you show me this? Why? And it was like, because you needed to experience the lesson, because you needed to experience the emotions. And I was like, well, I didn't want to experience that. And like you had to, because when you experience this, then you can offer it up as an opportunity to understand to others. And this is your path. And I didn't understand my path at that time. But sometimes we have to acknowledge that something that we're meant to experience has to happen so we can learn from it. And sometimes that's hard. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love, my beautiful Scorpio, if you're going through something at this time. But what I do see here is don't mistrust your intuition based on that one experience, because that was meant to be blocked on purpose so that you could understand something about yourself. And the understanding is that you're more than that experience, that you deserve more. Sometimes as humans, we accept less than we truly deserve, okay? And the universe wants you to have more. We've got the Wheel of Fortune there and the Empress, which is telling me that something better is on its way for you, but you had to detach or move away from a situation that you got close to, and it wasn't serving your higher purpose. So that's something that's coming through there. But this is something that you're going through. The outcome energy is here, and I see that there is a lot of prosperity for you, a lot of good opportunities. For some of you, as I mentioned already, these may be like a spiritual breakthrough, could also be a promotional breakthrough in terms of your work, an opportunity. There is so much good luck at the end of May for you. I'm so excited about it. With that Five of Swords, don't overthink it. Sometimes when the good stuff comes and you're like, where's the fly in the ointment? Don't overthink it, because I feel like you're taking charge of your life. Good stuff is happening because you've put all the components in place. That's what your Five of Wands is about. All the components, they may have felt clunky, but now it's all coming together and your plans are shaping up, and you're going to be so proud of yourself, okay? Now, I cannot ignore the Eight of Swords that's there. Some of you may, you're locked onto goals. you have an idea of where you want to end up, but the Eight of Swords can indicate that things have been slow moving, or you felt really stuck, or there's been a process that you've kind of like been stuck in, and now it moves. You know, now there's freedom. This is a great position for this card to be in, because it means anything that's been stuck or in the works, you know, is now starting to move forward in May. Even if you like applied for a permit, or you or trying to apply for something, or you're trying to launch something. For some of you, a lot of you are trying to do stuff with your own business or your own projects, or get a little bit more creative. I just get this energy that, you know, the time for thinking and ruminating is over, and May is the month of action, okay? And the Eight of Swords is like you're springing into action on something here, and you're releasing something, freeing yourself up from something. A lot of you are breaking free from like a cycle or a habit, or even a generational cycle that perhaps has kept you stuck in motion, that you had to learn about in order to break free from it. Some of you are finally cathartically healing from a damaging relationship, or even friendship for some of you, and you're putting it in the past, and you're moving on, and you're holding your head held high, okay? So we do have changing cycles. I would say the end of May is a lot of change, and this could come in the form of like rescheduled events, remote viewing. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. My guys, I wasn't getting the energy. I wasn't getting it, but my guy just whispered in my ear, remote viewing. Interesting. As I said, I thought that it was connected to seeing, and I couldn't see it. So perhaps it's a little nudge for me as well to keep developing, as we all do, of course, every day. And, you know, remote viewing. Some of you may have been interested in remote viewing as well. But, I mean, let's, on a more grounded energy, it could be something that perhaps you've been trying to see for your path, and now you can finally see the dream or the goal or the position that you want to be in, and suddenly you make it happen. So I just feel like anything that you're locked on, that you can see for your future, because this is you seeing the vision. This is you like sitting with self and knowing, because this is a card of knowing that something's going to happen. You're going to have like mystical visions of you in the future, living your best life, or the life that you aspire to. And the universe is locking on to manifestation vibes for you to make it become your reality. That's why you've got the Empress energy, which is all about the material plane. It is a Taurian card. It's about abundance. It's basically saying all the plans that you have in motion are coming together, and you're going to celebrate yourself for making it happen. But also, the universe is throwing a little bit of good luck your way to help you on your path. So I would say this is a turn of good fortune for you. But also, coming back to the changing cycles card, I'm getting a lot of like restructure. What I mean by that is I'm getting, okay, thanks so much, I'm grateful. I'm being given a song right now, so I'll give you that in a moment. Like rescheduling. So it could be like double plans, double booked, having to reschedule things. I feel like you're going to have to be really flexible at the end of the month, okay? But I feel like you lock onto the best possibilities, and you connect to the best things that are right for you, because you have the Empress. So this means you value your time. You're moving away from anything that drains your energy. I feel you actually maybe intuitively know something about somebody or something, and then you're proven right at the end of the month. For some of you, you don't really want to be proven right on this, but you know, you're going to see that you're right about it. But also, the Empress is about you nourishing yourself in a different way. It's you having a lot of potential, tapping into your creativity, you know, really stepping into empowerment, but also into opportunity, if that makes sense. I mean, this is harvest time for you. This is a harvest card, and we're in harvest season. So all those plans that you have bubbling away, you know, this could be rewards coming your way. And some of them could come from left field. For example, if you've just done your receipts for tax time, could be that you're getting a rebate, so a little bit extra money coming on in. You know, the Empress is to, you know, nurture wealth. So I would say that some of you could be increasing in finances, whether it's through a bonus, or for some of you, it could be royalties from the past, or residuals from the past, or something from your past comes back around. For some of you, it could be that you're going into real estate. Maybe you are purchasing property, or you're actually looking in home space as to like renting out a room, for example, and gaining more wealth. Because I feel a lot of you could be focused on your home or where you feel like you belong at this time, but also it can be connected to wealth. So it could be that some of you are thinking about downsizing and, you know, going to another property, but having more money in your pocket as well. Now, of course, the Empress energy is there. So some of you, if you're pregnant, what I see here is a flurry of activity. So baby could come a little bit earlier than you thought. Okay, I don't see anything negative here, so it just feels like baby's eager to see you on the outside, so I definitely see that. Congratulations if that's you. For some of you, this could be that if you have been on maternity leave or even paternity leave, it could be that you're re-entering the workforce and things have changed, okay? But also I feel someone has left in your absence. They've left the company, and I feel there could be an opportunity for you to sidestep or staircase in the role. With the Five of Swords, I want to pull a card on this because the Five of Swords is an energy of overthinking something, okay? But it could also be someone trying to win at all costs or trigger you in some way. And because we have so many people here, and we've got that Empress, which is like you holding your head held high, saying, I'm not allowing you to like change my energy or even get to me. So I just want to pull a quick card on that before I move forward. Oh, okay, so this broke away. What is it? It's a Six of Cups. Maybe this is someone from your past. Okay, this could be an ex for some of you. I feel like you've moved past this. They may even try to say something that they know would trigger you. Maybe something personal, okay? Because with the Five of Swords, this is someone who can be quite coarse in their dialogue, someone who kind of says something hurtful in order to get a reaction. So just watch out for that at the end of the month. I actually see that, you know, they, if it's an ex, I feel like physically they're still really attracted to you, but you got them on a different level and that scared them. They were not emotionally available to see the opportunity in front of them, but you're valuing yourself in a different way these days and you're not about to repeat a cycle is what I see here. So that Six of Cups could indicate that. But Six of Cups can also indicate something from your past returns, and it could be positive. As I mentioned, like royalties or something that you have in motion already comes back in as an opportunity, because I definitely see something being offered to you, whether it's a message or whether it's you know, finances. I feel something good is coming on in here for you. And Six of Cups normally means it's gifted by the universe, an opportunity. So let me just pull a card on that. King of Pentacles. Look at that. Money, money, money. So some of you, it is financial related. I mean, if you're struggling financially or feeling the pinch, I definitely see you could get some really great advice, or someone could, you know, give you a piece of information that points you in the direction of someone who's really good with money. This could be a financial advisor, or maybe it's even a podcast or something, a book related to money, because we have that King of Pentacles energy. So I'm just getting this energy of you like doubling your money in some way, maybe second streams of income, or finding a really clever way to like find discounts and things like that. But ultimately, when it's your energy, King of Pentacles can indicate life is serious right now and it's hard. And with that Five of Swords, you have a lot on your mind and a lot of responsibility. You have this sense of duty, and that will come into play in the middle of the month because of the placement of the Emperor energy. But still, I feel like you have a cycle of having fun, you know. You are being a little bit more sensual about your life. For some of you as well, because there's so many people here and you have the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, there could be a little bit of interference. You know, when people think they know the best for you and they're kind of giving their 2 cents from a really like heartfelt place, but you could feel a little bit bristled in your energy, like, gosh, you know, you're acting like I don't know that. I'm trying. It's really hard right now, but I feel like you don't allow the pressure to get to you or allow it to trigger you, okay? Finally, we're leaving on the King of Wands, which means you're leading with passion. It means that there is this energy of you kind of like directly affecting your situation and aligning yourself with confidence to all the abundance or all the opportunities that you desire. So, you know, as you can see here, this King of Wands is in command. Masterful. So whatever it is you're doing, I feel, you know, you are taking leadership of your life. You're being bold. You're having the courage to go after something that you've been thinking about for some time. So whether it is like setting up your own business, structuring it, the Emperor is structure. For some of you, it could be financial structures, maybe utilizing apps or websites, or some of you could even be protecting all the wealth that you have accumulated, whether it's a little or a lot. I would say this is a great month to really focus on that. But I see some really good things. I just see a lot on your mind. I see a lot of pressure that you're putting yourself under. Sometimes you're a little bit critical of yourself. So I would say this is a good month to relax and release that pressure. You're still going to have lots on your to-do list, but I feel the way you approach it, you're more in command, okay? And the pressure will be off. Futuristic, desiring, you're yearning for something here. That's what the Two of Wands actually is as well. It's a yearn for something that you know is on the horizon, but you may feel that you had to wait for it, or you're waiting and seeing something. You're at a crossroads, making a decision. Where are you going to go from here? But you're determined and you're holding firm, and you know the obstacles will move out of your way, and I feel like you lock on to whatever it is that you desire. It's going to be different for everybody, of course. Look at this. Futuristic. So you're thinking about your future, both financial and your goals. Okay. Setting your sights. That's why that High Priestess is there. The vision of the future. You're locking onto this knowingness. You know that you're going to accomplish something. You know you're going to make something happen. And I know here with that Wheel of Fortune, it's going to be good luck, or it's going to be very fortuitous for you there. It says a futuristic view of the world. Modern and unique ideas ahead of your time. Okay, that's what I mean. Some of you feel something. Maybe you're preparing for something. You know it's going to happen, and you are ahead of your time because you are going to know it's going to happen, whatever it is. Okay, nothing to worry about, of course. I just see that you are prepared for it. That's what Scorpios do. We like to have a bit of a chess move, 5 chess moves ahead of what could possibly happen. So you're ready for every eventuality. But I do see here a lot of you are thinking about the world, its trajectory. Okay, you're preparing for changes. I feel like, you know, there's a beautiful sun there. So I feel like these are happier times ahead for you, and that you are desiring something. You have your plans in motion there. It literally says yearning for something or someone, fantasizing, wishful thinking, a want and a need. Remember, thoughts become things. Visualizations become your reality. Always visualize it like you have it right now. And it shall become the vibration that is already in the future. You're living it in the future. So you have to believe you have it right now, okay? And that's probably why you're getting this message about unblocking your intuition or your visions. If you haven't had time for manifestation because you're so busy, there's a message here from your spirit guide or someone who is in your family lineage who has passed over, who's saying, look, I'm giving you the messages. Slow down, listen. Look at the signs. Now we also have foundation. So I would say big spiritual or philosophical month for you, tapping into your sense of self, what you want. It says focus on the foundational skills, build a solid foundation for your future, and make long-lasting changes. And that's definitely something that I see you doing, breaking cycles of repeat, sustaining healthier kind of routines and rituals. Also interesting, you know, you could have got any card in this deck, okay? There's lots of different cards there. But you got the ones with pyramids. Pyramids are all about the foundation of power and focus. Okay, it's about locking onto this earthly energy, maybe even putting your feet on the grass and really like picking up all the beautiful ions and all the like cleansing energy from the earth. But it always channels the vibration. So higher vibrations, channeling all of your energy into something. I thought it was a plane there, but actually it's a bird. Okay. That song is coming up again. Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. I was given a burst of a song, but then it went away. Let me just pick up on that. Very famous song by Snow Patrol. Light up, as if you have a choice. Okay, so definitely some options going on. You have a choice. Light up is shine your light. But interesting because I'm feeling, it's almost like I wanted to say rise up, as if you have a choice. But I know that the lyrics are not that. And I think in a previous reading, you had a song about rising up. So maybe it's you upgrading your life or rising up and doing something, elevating. Listen out for that song. It coincides with really good news for you. Okay. So yeah. And finally, we have pleasure. Oh my gosh. As I said, at the end of the month there, you know, it's a little bit more time for fun, and you can have the balance of responsibility and pleasure. Life is about balance, very important. So it says, allow yourself to have pleasure. Chemistry with someone, I definitely see some chemistry going on here at the end of the month, and doing something pleasurable. And yeah, so I feel like, you know, you're locking onto your goals, but you're having fun along the way. And this figure is eating grapes. Grapes are all about harvest time, having enough, building wealth, and basically, you know, healthier options in life as well. And that figure is wearing a headdress, a snake. So big change this month for you, but a positive one. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune. We have, oh my gosh. I close my eyes when I pick the trinkets and it just feels like metal. And of course, I was drawn to the snake on the headdress here, and we've got a snake that's come out for the trinkets as well. So shedding old skin, leaving something or someone behind, some sort of change where you leave something behind, whether it's a home or a cycle repeat. Snake is regenerative, okay, and it means that there is a new time here, a rebirth of energy, a revamp in some way, and this could be personal. Okay, this could also be a sign for you, so watch out for images of snakes there. For some of you, this could represent you finding out that someone has, I'm just being given the word double speak, speaking in tongues, or maybe someone that you find you couldn't trust all along. So maybe that's something that comes through. And we've got the letter A. Normally I don't get letters in the readings, but we got a letter A. Maybe it means you're beginning something, starting something, because A is the beginning of the alphabet. For some of you, this could be a country or a name of a person, or perhaps it's a sign for you, okay? Or maybe it just means you're bringing your A game, okay? Because I feel that's definitely something that you're doing this month. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Scorpio. Thank you so much, and love and light.